Hello everybody, this is Havoc. Welcome to a game I've been very excited to showcase, and I'm glad that the developers are going to let us do so in between August 1st, which will be when this video is going live, and August 12th. They may extend that out, I'm not sure. That's just what they've given us, a time period they've given us now. So this is Oriental Empires. This game, it's kind of a blend between Total War mixed in with Endless Legends mixed in with Civilization 5. It's got a lot of features and genres mixed in together that really make for a very interesting game. Now this is a pre-release build, so not everything that you see in here will be in the final, and there may be a lot of things that are in here that aren't in here that will be implemented later on. So we are going to just do kind of an overview. We're going to spend an hour into the game seeing how it goes, and if the response is great enough, if it's good enough, then we will definitely keep going, and we may even do some live streams with this. So definitely go ahead and leave a like if you like this game. If you've heard a lot about it, I know a lot of people are hyped about it. A lot of people are ready to get their hands on it. Don't worry about the confidential beta. They said don't worry about that. That's okay. And as you can see, beta build June 17th is the latest. So we're going to hit single player. So as you can see, we have quite a few civilization or different places to choose from. This game is set in China. It starts way back in the day, and we actually go through different eras. I have only spent probably a good 4 or 5 hours into the game. A majority of that was before this latest build, and as a result I haven't really seen all of the newest features. There were things in the original from the very beginning. Of course, it was very early beta, if you want to even call it a beta, and so they've really improved a lot, and I played maybe like, I don't know, maybe an hour into this, but as you can see, we are limited, and at least I myself am limited in who I want to choose. You have to get a lot further than I've gotten into the game in order to unlock some factions, which I think is really cool. It kind of reminds me of Rome Total War, where you had to play as one of the 3 Roman factions, and as you played along, you got to unlock more factions. So we are just going to start with these originals. So they each have their own starting point, and they each have their own benefits, and I guess you could call them debuffs essentially. So like the Shang, their power development rate is increased by 20%. They are farmers and they have an increased authority. The Zhao, they have increased virtue of all new leaders by 1. Farmers, chariot units add a 20% to kill chance. So we're gonna go through here. Should we be the Han? The Han Empire, power development rate increased by 20. They are farmers, increased peasant happiness by 10, reduced combat effectiveness. See, so that's a debuff, reduces combat effectiveness by 10%. That's a lot. I think I actually like these guys a lot. Yeah, I think I may go with the Shu. They're kind of in the bottom. Actually, for the sake of meeting lots of cultures, let's be in the middle of it. Let's go with the Shang. They have a power development rate increased by 20%. They have increased authority by 1 of their farmers. We'll go with them. Max turns 300, difficulty normal. The Shang are a well-organized farming society on the floodplain of the Yellow River. They are ruled over by a priest king who intercedes with heaven on behalf of the people, and have developed a system of writing which will develop into modern Chinese script. They use this to write questions on bone fragments in a form of divination. Historically, they are reckoned to be the 2nd great dynasty, but thanks to the aforementioned oracle bones, the first of which we have a real historical record. Alright, let's hit play, and we're going to dive right into this. So we do get some basics. These are kind of defaults here, and we're just going to go to how to get help, basic operations. You move the camera around, AS, WD, and then your intern is the little symbol. Moving units, we're going to get to all that in a second. Greetings! Welcome to Oriental Empires. She will be our advisor, pointing out important features. The help button is in the top right of the screen. So here is our first settlement. Alright, so as you can see, we can get pretty stinking up close. I mean, look at that. That's really cool. I like that. There are definitely a lot of features that we have not, or that I myself have not really discovered and looked at, and this is definitely one of them. It's just cool that we can get all the way up close. I like it. I like it. So anyways, let's zoom out. Alright, so here's our settlement, Yin. Now, as you can see, we were starting, what, right like this? Oh my word. Oh my word. There we go. Okay. So you can see our settlement is Yin. Over here, we can click on it, and this is where the kind of civilization-esque kind of settlement style comes into play for sure. So settlement basics, this is where you manage your settlement. Over here, you can construct buildings inside or outside of the settlement, alter the surrounding landscape, and recruit units. Use the buttons at the top of the screen, select between the different activities. When you first open the settlement, you are in the land improvement mode, where you can clear forests, build farms and roads, and construct buildings inside and outside of the settlement. Close any open panel to return to this mode. Now, here's what we're going to do. So automatically in land improvements, as you can see, that's what it is right here. So we're going to take just a look at the UI real quick and just see what's going on. So over here, we see our turn. We see how much we're making, our current in treasury, and then our plus 170 is how much we're making. Over here, if you click on the left, this is the city buildings. This is where we can select what kind of buildings we want to do. Now we have to unlock certain buildings, but these are kind of the basic that we're given. So what's really cool is you click on something like wooden palisade. On your defenses, it shows you how much it costs, the turns it takes, and then how much maintenance is. You click on this, and there's supposed to be kind of an info thing. You get down here, and it really shows it off real well. So like the bowyer adds 1 to militia recruitment pool. You can recruit militia light archers, and you need 1 building needed to recruit is the trained archers. Now civic buildings, I've kind of gone through this a few times, so one of the things I like to do right off the bat is create a bazaar. This allows trade goods to be sold into nearby settlements. So as you can see, it costs 500, takes 2 turns, and has a maintenance of 40 per turn, which is a pretty big hit. So there's lots of things. Every single one of these has a initial and then a maintenance. Now that doesn't always mean there will be a maintenance, but you will always be paying for something up front, and then you'll have a maintenance cost, which puts it a little differently than Civilization did for sure, but that's alright. So again, I like to build a bazaar. It enables overland trade within 12 hexes, has a trade value multiplier of 2, produces items for trade, and increases internal trade by 50%. You can internally trade between your cities, which I think is a really cool feature. So we're going to go ahead and build that. And as you can see, we could build a palace, which adds recruitment pools and stuff like that, and scores victory points, whatever. We're not going to do that right now. Now, the next thing to mention is, at the moment, we can only construct outside buildings, which there's no suitable site, or build farms. And as you can see, we have just all of these tiles that we can produce from. Now, over here, we have a little icon which gives us wild game. Wild game provides 3 extra food for a settlement that owns this resource or is the only one adjacent. Now that doesn't, I don't know if that means that we are, it does right there, so we don't even have to build on it, and it's already part of the bonus. So that's going to give us a really good bonus to producing people. So our population takes 10, but we are producing 13, and we're producing more right off the bat thanks to that wild game. So that's going to help us a lot. I like that. Now, I'm not sure if the maps are randomly generated or not. That's something we'll have to discover in the future. But another thing to note is that it takes, we can only have in so much as you have population. So it takes 2 population per farm to make that. So we're going to give it just 6. We're going to build 3 more tiles right now. And we can't clear any forest right now because we don't have the technology for it. And the same goes for roads. So we're pretty limited in what we can build and what we can't build. So we did that. We are building a bazaar. I don't want to use all of my money right at the beginning. But what we are going to do is we are going to recruit some units, and we are actually going to get another civilian. So, as you can see, this doesn't take money in the beginning. But these noble axemen, you have nobles and you have militia, and then you have civilians. Those are your 3 categories that I've found so far. And they may be added more in the future, like I said. But these give you your stats. So you have 10 attack, you have 14 defense, 9 armor, 4 movement, and 4 morale. They have an armor-piercing melee attack, which means their modifier of the opponent is halved, and they may return to recruitment pool when disbanded in friendly territory, which is really a cool thing to have. So we're going to build him. We're going to build 2 units of militia light spearmen, and we're going to go ahead and build the civilians. Now that's going to pull most of our money right in the very first turn, but that's okay. And you hit X, and it will automatically be in there. So unit stack. In order to combine unit stacks, there's something real easy. You simply click over here, and if after the end of the turn this unit stays here, he will definitely become a part of that. So as you can see, we recruit this right at the beginning, which again sets it apart from the other strategy games, but really provides some unique access for sure. So as you can see, we actually have 2 generals right at the beginning. Interesting. So I'm actually going to pull him right there. And we have just a general, and we already have a settlers unit. So we are going to actually potentially start out with 3 cities within our first couple of turns, which will definitely give us a pretty big boost. So as you can see, here's the map. And I'll just let it kind of render right here. You can see how many tiles. This is a pretty big map, and it may even get bigger and bigger as we explore more. I don't know, but see, here's kind of that civilization kind of unit thing, and then of course we can zoom in really far. It's pretty cool. I like it a lot. I like that feature. Alright, so we are nowhere even close to being done with our first turn. We are going to explore our tabs over here. So we have a lot of tabs, which all can be pushed in and out, by the way, just to let you know. So our first tab is diplomacy. Obviously we can't see anyone because we haven't found anyone yet. We have technology and culture. Now this is interesting. Technology and culture is divided up into 4 sectors: power, craft, thought, and knowledge. As you can see, we can research 1 in each of these techs at the same time. In fact, it's recommended to do so. So with power, thanks to the faction, the family that we chose, we get a bonus of plus 20, which is really good. So as you can see, we've already researched agriculture, which allows us to create farms. Pretty sure everyone starts out with that default. And so we could research rammed earth wall, which enables the construction of rammed earth wall. We could do military drill, which increases authority and allows the recruitment of militia long spearmen. We can do seeding transplantation, which increases farm food production by 5%. I kind of want to get a head start on authority because authority influences your military. And so we're going to start with, whoops, oh, I just clicked out of it, whoops. We're going to start with military drill. It's only 6 turns, and it'll give us authority and allow us to create militia long spearmen. We're going over to craft. We are in the early Bronze Age, as you can tell, and we can get into the Warring States era, which we need to complete 27 items to unlock, and then the Imperial era, which means we need to complete 24 of the technologies in the Warring States. So we have all of these technologies, which will increase obviously throughout time. But that's all good. So we're in the craft section now. Now the craft is interesting, and it gives us different buildings. Essentially, it gives us buildings and culture. So this is definitely the cultural part of the section. And so we could do precious metal work. The art of gold working is associated with barbarians to the north. They excel at making 5 objects, etc., etc. Possessions of such fine works in silver shows the power and status of the owner. So we can increase our culture, or we can increase our culture and have something that in a building that we can build. Or we can go to bronze making, which enables the construction of a foundry and allows us to clear forests. So there's lots of things that we can do. I'm going to actually go with bronze making so we can start clearing forests. As you can see, it'll show you what texts you're researching and how many turns it takes. Thought increases your culture, just like craft does, but it's definitely more focused with this. As you can see, all of these except for divination increases your authority, or increases culture. Divination increases your authority. So we can do this. They don't really give any super detailed at first. There's no really huge effects aside from increasing this. So we're actually going to increase our culture since we haven't, since we're not doing that with the craft at the moment. So we're going to research yin and yang, and finally there's knowledge. Now knowledge has different things. It's for a lot of the part, it's, as you can see, it's kind of military tech wise, and it really focuses on that crossbowmen, Chuko Nu, which are obviously the Chinese specialty unit. But right here, calendar is cool because it allows you, if we get calendar and yin and yang together, it allows us to go down to hot cold therapy. As you can see, these kind of feed into each other. Like, we need to research rammed earth wall in order to get churn drill. You know, we need to research horse domestication in order to get signaling and light chariot, etc., etc. Which, there's horse domestication right there. But anyway, so we are researching yin and yang. One thing to think of is you always want to be thinking of your armies, at least for me, because I'm a military dude. I like conquesting, I like pushing myself out there. And you will lose troops over time in battles, etc., etc. So if you research yin and yang, we could then research hot and cold, and that'll give us 10% of casualties healed in a victorious battle, and that just stacks and stacks and stacks. So that's pretty cool. But for now, we're going to go with calendar, which increases our authority, so I can get this tech tree running. Alright, so we've researched everything. Let's move on to the next one. The next pad is Imperial Edicts. Now this is something that I have not messed with a lot. That edicts are laws and regulations issued by the king or emperor. Edicts have a variety of effects, but many cause some short-term unhappiness while people adjust. So that's interesting. The Grand Commandment. Our enemies are many, and a ruler cannot be everywhere at once. Therefore, let us appoint a commandant to organize the army and lead it to when the ruler is otherwise engaged. The effects adds a general character, authority -1 though. The cancellation effects is authority -1 for 20 turns. I'm not going to mess with that because it takes 100 gold and we desperately need gold from the beginning. Your next tab is Financial Summary. This gives you your income and expenses, and it breaks it down pretty well. Your income, we're getting 20 from taxes, 150 from royal estates, and then we had 1,500 other. I mean, that's pretty much what we started with. And then your expenses, currently we don't have army upkeep, but we do have army recruitment and construction. So, at the end of our turn, it gives you this turn, last turn, and then the entire game, which I think is really cool. It kind of gives you an idea of how you've, on how well you've done. And so this is another interesting feature. We can automate our treasury, which means it'll kind of customize itself. I'm going to leave it at half because, again, that may be a feature that hasn't really been fleshed out. But we're going to move on to the next guy, Player Status. This is you. This is stats about you and your faction. So as you can see, we are the Shang Dynasty. And we have power development. It gives you all of our buffs, etc., etc. It gives you our little background, our victory. Now there are 4 ways to gain victory. There's Conquest Victory, Son of Heaven, Cultural, and Points. Conquest Victory is won by controlling 65% of the total game population. Now that's the total game population. So obviously right in the beginning, with us making like 2 cities right off the bat, we're going to be pretty high up there, but it's eventually going to go down depending on how quickly we boost our population. Population controlled by your vassal counts as under your control, so that's an interesting thing to think about. Son of Heaven is won when 75% of the game's population recognize you as emperor. In the diplomacy, you can have factions recognize you as emperor in exchange for you don't attack them, or other gifts, exchanges, etc., etc. So there's going to be, that's very much a diplomatic move, and your own population, that of your vassals, and that of the players who recognize you as emperor count towards this goal. So 6%, which is our entire population, considers me the emperor, so the Son of Heaven's at 6%. Cultural Victory, you must amass 50 cultural victory points and have 50% more points than the second highest player. Your cultural victory points are the sum of your cultural rating and all cultural victory points from buildings that you have constructed or captured. Palaces, temples, shrines, and other buildings provide cultural victory points. And then last but not least, the points, it basically, you have it's whoever has however many, the most points at the end of however many turns. We set our turns to 300 turns, which is a lot. and whoever has the most points by the end of that wins. So that's definitely something to think about. This gives us our influence. Now we have, the text that we researched or researching increases culture by 1, authority by 1, etc., etc. That's where this comes into play. Now our authority represents the respect that local leaders have for the central state. It encompasses both the fear of retribution and the belief that a central state is necessary and desirable. Your authority determines the number of settlements you can directly control. If you have more settlements than your authority rating, then all your settlements will suffer increased noble unrest. Authority will be temporarily reduced when a new faction leader takes over, making this a period of danger. Authority does not affect peasant unrest, which is interesting. Culture represents the state of advance of your state and the degree to which your people voluntarily associate with. Culture reduces unrest among peasants and nobles, but affects the nobles more. Culture comes from advances in technology, but can also be boosted by certain edicts. So that's something to consider. I mean, we have certain factions that we have to deal with internally. We have the nobles and the peasants. The nobles obviously have more of an influence than the peasants do, and that makes sense. So we can also automate technology, settlements, and farming. I'm not going to do any of that. So here is another cool thing, your statistics, and I kind of wish they wouldn't have this only known players in, because it can get kind of depressing pretty darn quick. Now we're playing on normal difficulty, and so this just gives you your stats, your victory points, culture, number of settlements, own population, etc., etc. It just gives you a whole bunch of stats. Now the cool thing and not cool thing, you uncheck this, it gives you every other statistic. So as you can see, we automatically start out below the belt of what we could be starting out with. However, we do have the highest military strength because it's our turn and we've hired all that we can, basically. So I'm going to keep it on only known players for now. And that's it. That's it for the side panel. And then one more thing. Actually, I'm not going to worry about that yet. Let's just hit the end turn, because we haven't done everything. We need to find a new spot. Now that +3 is obviously going to help us, and so there's a wild game over here. I'm actually going to move these guys to here, and as you can see, it's going to take more than one turn. This guy is going to come and become general to that dude, and we're going to hit the end turn. Now the end turn, once you have given your orders, they ended your turn. All players are executed simultaneously. This is not a real-time strategy per se. It kind of is, and it kind of isn't, and you'll see that in just a little bit. So the rate of time progresses depending on the camera height. So if you zoom in close, your men will move at realistic rates. If you zoom out, they will move faster. Using fast forward forces everything to maximum speed, and then pausing, obviously. So let's see. As you can see, I mean, look at that. That's really cool. I mean, we can get up close and personal with these guys if we really wanted to. So we're going to move back, and we're going to actually hit fast forward. It goes through all the factions. Nothing really happened, because obviously we're just starting off. We don't want to split anything yet, so we're going to go here. And then we have our unit that goes here. So these guys, the general went in with these guys, and he is now a part of the stack. As such, let's see, there is another wild game up here, but I don't know that I want to go that close. So let's go ahead. Let's go ahead and maybe move over to here. Let's go here. There we go. So it'll take a little over 2.5 turns to base. Well, 3 turns. It'll take 3 turns to get there. Whoa! I keep clicking out on accident. Alright, so there's really nothing we can do. We're already making less money because our army upkeep has hit us. Let's hit double speed. Everyone's going to move at the maximum speed allowed. Alright, so we have over here, you have these little 3 tabs. Gives you your settlements, it shows your forces, and then obviously any events that happen. So our chi, or is that ki? Our chi has increased, and this man matures and moves towards his prime, and levels of confidence and energy have increased, and he's become a more capable leader. So as you can see, his energy improves the fighting ability units within the stack, so he's got a lot. And then over here on the other side is his Ren, which is virtue. It reduces the unrest in settlements where the leader is garrisoned and improves the morale of units in the leader's stack. And that's over here. So this dude is working out pretty nice already. And as you can see, we already have some bandit spearmen. What you doing, Willis? What are you? Militia light spearmen. So we'll definitely be able to take them. I don't have any worries about that. But that is going to bring up something that I was going to bring up earlier and decided against, but we are going to do this now. As you can see, this gives you kind of icons on what they are. So we have 2 units of light militia, or militia light spearmen. We have a unit of noble axemen, and obviously our settlers. Down here is kind of your battle tactics. Now you can set an army to face a certain direction. So say it was facing this because of the way he's going, but an army's over here. We can literally turn the face. Well, we could usually turn the face of the army. Oh, it's turning the end. I gotcha. Okay, so at like the end of the turn, it would face that. Usually, when I had like the end turned, when I've been playing, they weren't going anywhere, and you could actually face them. So this obviously shows which way they're going to go. So we have light spearmen right here. I'm going to make sure that they're facing this way. So that sets that. So we can set the facing. We can set formations. Now this gives us a single line, it gives us a double line, it gives us 3 lines, and then gives us 4 lines. So obviously, I think I'm going to set everything at double line for the moment. We're not going to worry about that. Now we have no special commands that I want to issue. That's just disbanding units, sleeping, or auto explore. We're not going to do that. The thing that I want to do is I want to set battle plans. Now I'm sure you're thinking, well, what do you mean battle plans? This is where the Total War-esque style comes from. So you are going to set orders before an end turn, and they are going to execute them should the event happen in which they'll get attacked. So I think they'll actually get attacked. So let's just say that they're going to get attacked. We're going to make sure that they do. We're going to put them right here. We are going to make them face there. And I want my spearmen, my light spearmen, I want them to go, and they'll definitely be on the front line. So here, set your battle plan. You have a list of actions that this army can do. This specific unit card, mind you. So for instance, I can set them, they're all set to attack, which makes a controlled attack using melee or missiles as appropriate. If necessary, wait to coordinate with other units. So we'll do that. Our spearmen will attack. What I can set this other spearman to do is we are actually going to outflank. We're going to work around the enemy's flank before attacking. I'm going to do the same thing with the noble axemen. And these guys, I'm going to set in reserve. So they're going to hold position, but attack enemy units threatening friends. And then this guy is actually going to withdraw, because we obviously don't want civilians getting involved. They are going to withdraw from the battle at the earliest opportunity. So, as I said, when these guys meet, they will execute those orders. And I kind of hope it happens this next turn, so we can really see what happens. Other than that, though, this unit has come over here. And so we are going to settle the city. So the city, Bow, starts out with 2 population. We have a growth of 5, which is 3 more, which is, 2.5 times more, thanks to that wild game factor. And so we are going to just hit a couple of farms. We only have 2 spots since we only have 2 population, and I could go ahead and hit the bazaar. I don't know if I want to at the moment. Actually, we might, since I don't know. We'll leave it be. I don't need to do that right now, so I'm not going to. We'll hit that check mark, and then we'll hit the end turn. And we will see if there's going to be a battle. Nope, no battle yet. And season change. So it is clearly now winter. What is this? This is culture and authority. Oh, okay, that's cool. I like that. Alright, so we have encountered a new power. These are bandits. Let us hope they are either weak or friendly. I'm going to say they're not going to be friendly. So here is where we are definitely going to see a battle. Now this doesn't mean, because these guys can move at the same time we do, which is kind of Endless Legends-esque. So as you can see, there's aspects that they're just pulling from all of these separate things, separate games, but kind of in the same genre, to really create a really cool, in-depth game. As you can see, I mean, we could just zoom in. It's cool to see those units up close and personal. They've really done a good job. with the textures and the graphics. So we're going to move forward, which will engage them, and then we'll see those battle plans. But for the time being, I think I'm actually going to drop my civilian there. Again, 2. Now, unfortunately, we only have 2 here, and they're consuming 2, so population isn't going to increase super quick with these guys, but that is alright. Now, that army can still attack, so it's not like you're stuck there for a turn. We can still definitely attack, and I really want them to do that, so we are going... Nothing else happened. Here we go! Alright, so you can see our units already are coming out of the city. Battle isn't super intense. I mean, obviously, you kind of just have to let them do their thing because you've already given them orders. But if we hit this, we can see the battle. It gives us the battle. It gives us our troops and their troops. And it just shows who's wearing down who. And now our units are going to flank. As you can see, battle isn't super, like I said, super intensive. This is certainly not Total War. But it is Total War-esque in that you give orders to units and they execute them. So these guys are going to flank, hopefully, unless these spearmen break. Yep, they are going to break before we're able to do anything with them. So that's alright. They retreated. That's the important thing. But we are going to pursue them. Alright, so we built lots of things. A lot of things are going on here. Let's get with the Battle of Ao. As you can see, this gives us a nice clear victory as well as unit breakdown. So we brought 182 to the field, they brought 66. We had 173 remain, which means we only lost 9, and we killed 20 of the enemy. Now, I'm sure those statistics, you know, I'm sure friendly fire applies. I haven't actually gotten to the point where I'm using archers and horsemen and stuff yet, but I'm assuming you'll have friendly fire in the eventual. It's kind of inevitable, but regardless, we're going to pursue them and try and take these guys out because they are now weakened severely. They are very weakened, and so we should be able to hopefully take them out. One thing I've noticed is it takes a lot of repeated attacks on units in order to fully and completely take them out, but none of that. Now we built our bazaar, which you can see has we have less food or less gold than we did before. But we are also making more. We're only making 2 from internal trade, from local specialties, but that's alright. So these guys, they're making lots of... we have +4. +4 income. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to drop 10 turns worth of farms. That will really boost the population. And then in how many turns? 12 turns, we can build some new civilians. There is... Let's go ahead and go there real quick again. As you can see, we recruited everyone we could, and so the next time we can get some noble axemen is in 8 turns. The next time we can get some militia light spearmen is in 4, and then 12 turns for the civilians. Oh my word, I keep clicking out of there. Alright, so other than that, there's really not a whole lot else we can do, and so we're just going to hit that end turn again and hopefully see a really good battle. As you can see, they're set facing us, so they know that we are going to attack them. And here we go. We've set our units. They're getting ready for battle. As you can see, they're already getting ready to outflank them. Super intense. What are you going to do? Turn around, dude. Turn around and face them. I don't think I had my facing set right. As you can see, oh, charge! They charge into there. We currently outnumber them by over 4 times, and then here comes the flank, hitting them in the side, right here. Here we go. Oh, those noble axemen are going to cause them to rout, and that's the end of the battle. Again, they've retreated. Not much we can do. Battle report, they only have 8 men... Or they have 14 men left. 32. Wow. They have 32 men remaining. We only lost 8 in that engagement, so we are definitely not doing too shabby. 1 more from them, and we should be good. AO? I'm going to call it AO. Has made a farm. Let's actually rename this. We can rename settlements. Let's go with hey. Oh. Haha. It's dorky and quirky, but it's funny. Heyo! Alright, good job, Heyo. You're doing good. We're still making some good money. I may... Should I build 40? I don't know, man. I don't know if I want to or not. Defenses cost 750, and I'm not currently going to build those. We're not going to worry about it. I am not going to worry about it. We're doing good on our own right now, and as you can see, we can hit fast forward if we don't want to watch it. See, it takes a long time to kind of grind them down. They eventually just... And they only have 22 left. So I suspect that we could just... they may have disbanded. At some point, they will literally just disband and go away. Alright, so we have our first tech research. Military drill. We can now recruit militia long spearmen. And the ability to do so provides an impressive spectacle and enables creation of new types of military units. Now, what I want to research next is probably rammed earth wall. Yeah, I can't research the ponies because that's not part of the power. But we could definitely... Actually, let's go with seeding transplantation. That'll increase by 5%, which will really help us. And then the next turn we'll actually research three settlements, or 3 techs at once. As you can see, Bo is really moving up really quick. We're going to expand quickly with these guys, I can tell. And then this line here, I'm going to assume, yep, domestic export route value 1. So we are already trading. I believe that's what that is. I don't... Yeah. So we are going to be trading with them. That's going to be good. Domestic trade between cities always works. Man, I cannot stop coughing today. The next turn, we're at turn 8 already. We have progressed in the craft, the knowledge, and the thought section. So we did bronze making, which means we can now clear forests. I think I'm going to switch over to... let's just increase our culture with jade working and then get jade scrape. Over here in thought, we can research... We research yin and yang, which is good. That's going to give us our knowledge thing that I was talking about. Let's get... let's get shamanism. It'll increase our culture. And then over here for knowledge, I can get that hot cold therapy I was talking about, which means we get 10% of casualties are healed if we are victorious in battle, and then also gives us a reduced effect of disease outbreak and reduce the effect of sickness. So that will be very good. And other than that, how... Heyo, I gotta remember that. Let's actually do this until I remember. Hey, oh. There we go. If you guys have any settlement names, I'm definitely up for settlement names. I think it'd be fun to rename all of these. I don't think these guys really get any kind of name. I don't think I can change that. Nope, I don't think I can. That's no big deal. That's alright. So, heyo. We cannot recruit any more than we have population for. Okay. Well, we are producing 3 more food than we have population for, so we should be increasing population pretty quick. Let's hit the intern. Oh, stacks without orders. So, it'll always give you this kind of pop-up of stacks that don't have any orders. That's very important to pretty much keep them moving and do otherwise. Now, these guys, I think these are bandits. These are bandits. Oh, crap. And they have militia long spearmen. They are a step ahead of us. Can I recruit these guys? Oh, I can. 15 each. Don't mind if I do. I really don't know what clearing the forest does. I'm not real sure on that, but we're going to do it just because we can. I mean, pretty much, why not? And then these guys I'm actually going to have come this way. And I may actually drop my general to come over here as well. Because Bo is doing fine. They have no unrest. And we currently can't do anything over there right now anyways. Alright, so hit that in turn. And we're going to move units into here. As it stands right now, we do not have a gear. Oh, sweet! I didn't think we were actually going to engage them. I'll take it, though. So these long spearmen, we're going to have a little harder trouble fighting against these guys. Because obviously, they are long spearmen, and we are not. Oh, I missed it. They dropped their pikes down, and we are definitely... I guess we're actually not doing that bad. I think we have some military veterancy on our side. Oh, and they've retreated. Perfect. That was scary. Even though I don't know why we just went over there. Yep, and they're going to sack our land. So that's something to kind of consider when you're moving. I didn't expect that they would move over there, but we... Oh, a narrow defeat. We did lose. Well, dadgummit. But we only lost 5. That's okay. So that's what happened. We ended up losing. Our troops routed beforehand. Now what's going to happen is our settlement's defenseless. I hate to say it, but it is. And we're not going to build 3... We don't have 3 turns to build walls. And I can't recruit anyone because I don't have anything to recruit with. So that puts us in a little bit of a pickle. And they pillaged our lands. 1 hex has been pillaged and destroyed by hostile farms. And we're going to try to push them out, and then farms in Bo and Yin. I'm going to make sure that Bo just keeps cranking out stuff, because that'll be really helpful. As you can see, our export value is up 2 for trade, so that is really good. Now again, there's not a whole lot we can do. You go here, and then you actually set your facing... There, we'll end the turn. And let's just hope... Oh, we are going to fight the general, aren't we? Yep, that was another decisive defeat. Holy crap, man. Those long spearmen. That was a narrow defeat for sure. Let's go in here. Let's get our general over there. And let's get our long spearmen ourselves over here. That would be pretty good. Alright. Bo has increased in population, so we're able to expand a little more. Expand our farmland, which is always good. Heyo is in the process of doing so. And we don't have any other no other battle reports or anything. Our authority is at 3, and our culture is now at 1. They pretty much have free reign to do what they want. I don't think they'll actually take... Oh, they will take over the city. Maybe they won't. Our cities are not garrisoned. There's not a default or anything, and so they just pretty much have free reign to do what they want. But I'm going to come back and get them. We are going to pursue them for sure. I'm going to cut them off over here in case that's where they're going. As you can see, they're just pillaging. Oh, it's disgusting. Again, not really anything that I have control of at the moment, but I'm hoping to gain control. Just like this. Holy cow. Go here, you go here, and then we'll drop dudes there. You are going to set your facing to there. You are going to set your facing to there as well. Our lands have been pillaged. We have cleared some forests at Yin. And we have discovered a new power, the Han Empire. So let's go and hit diplomacy. Oh, hold on. Let's go back. We click on the Han. The status is neutral. The enemies are the bandits. And this kind of gives you a summary. Their attitude is polite. We've been at peace for 12 turns because we've never met. Our power is equal. Their wealth is adequate. And their stability is stable. You know what? We're going to start right off the bat. And we're just going to... do a fraternal harmony. If we reveal each other's capital locations. Very well, we accept. So that's kind of a typical, very typical Civ 5 thing to do. And so as you can see, boom. That's where their capital is. Now we don't know any information about it at the moment. But we just do know where they are. And then their forces are over there with some more spearmen coming over there. What is going on? I've never seen that much spearmen, that many bandits working. So we're going to drop those guys over there. Hit the intern because there's not a whole lot that we can do. We're probably going to get pushed back. Yep, I think we did get... Or no. This is interesting. There's so many things going on right now. I have never encountered this much resistance. So we have a progress in power. I'm going to seeding transplantation, which is good. But now we're going to work on some rammed earth wall. Nothing else I want to focus on except for a narrow defeat and a narrow defeat. Man, we are suffering a lot of defeats, but I think they've kind of moved on. That unit right there. We have a general. You guys go here. You go here, and Hugo here. See what I did there? I'm funny. News of sickness in Bo. No. Wait. So these guys are sick? Look at that. There's 4. They've combined forces. That's what's going on. Well, shoot. That really makes it not good for me. Let's hit that intern and see what happens. And we are very much outnumbered. But let's see how the battle goes. You never know. We're able to hit him in the side, which seems to have helped, but they've kind of recovered. And now we are kind of taking out some... We are getting taken out. But with everyone engaged, I need to make sure my general gets engaged. If my general engaged, I feel like we'd have a much better advantage. So what's happening? What's happening? Oh, they're running away. Did we defeat them? We are defeating them. Look at that. We've taken out quite a few. And then we are engaging these troops over here at the same time. So we have 2 battles going, which gives us that total war. I mean, that's pretty cool. I like it. We have 2 battles raging at the same time. So potentially, when we get really far into the game, we could have this whole bar just filled up with battles. But we are going to super fast forward time. There we go. Very nice. And now we move into Bo. We repelled the spearmen on both sides. That was a very good day for us. Our lands have been pillaged. We've encountered a new power, the white D, the white die. But we have 2 clear victories. A crushing victory, no less. So we're going to keep these guys in there for a little while. That's a general. We're going to drop his spearmen in there. And we may just use these as kind of roving bands to kind of fight off the bandits. But aside from that, let's hit that diplomacy button. Oh, I always want to double click right off the bat. Alright, so their attitude is polite. At peace for 14 turns. Power equal, wealth adequate, stability stable. Agreements. Let's do a fraternal harmony. You reveal the capital. And we will reveal our capital. Oh, you've already seen our capital. We cannot agree to this. Oh well. So they found our capital, so obviously we can't reveal it to them. And it doesn't seem that we can just straight up agree on a fraternal harmony pact. I'll give them a little bit. There we go. All I needed to give them was 2. That works. So we have kind of agreements with both of these guys. I don't mind. Don't mind one bit having these pieces at the beginning. We're going to fight those guys. They should die. They should just be taken out. If they aren't, I'm going to be slightly upset. I think maybe once they get, like I said, they have to get under a certain threshold and then they just disappear. It's clearly not the case because they're still there, but that's alright. We are actually going to go back here. We've upgraded to a jade working in craft. Let's now just get precious metal work. Or pottery workshop. We're going to get precious metal work. And then thought has also been upgraded. So we're going to do ancestor worship. That'll give us some... Yeah, look at that. 3 and 3. We're doing pretty good. We have a farm at Bo, who is up to 9 now. Good job, Bo. Let's just keep Let's just keep doing that. Bo, and then Heyo is also increasing to 4. Yin is doing some good work as well. And then let's just expand, actually, let's just expand out that way. 20 turns, that should be plenty enough to keep those guys interested. A narrow victory was achieved there. And we are going to, let's go here, into Heyo. And I'm going to build a bazaar. Now we got to be careful because I'm at 40, which means we're going to drop to 27. We really don't need to be building any more units for a time being, so that's fine. And we actually could probably get a hold of another settler. If we can, then I'll do that for sure. We progressed in knowledge. We did the hot cold therapy. I'm going to progress down this line all the way to acupuncture, because that, if it works right, like I think it should, we could get plus 30. Plus 30 replenishment after a successful victory. 1 turn and we can build a new civilian, and then our lands have been pillaged right there, which we could just do that, and the battle will ensue. 2 battles are ensuing over here. Fighting off the rebel spearmen. There we go. Very nice. Let's actually get our general in here. I meant to do that. We get our general in, and he is actually just going to, he will attack. We'll have these guys charge, and then that should help. Very nice. Alright, so farm in Yin, farm in Bo, battle report in Bo is a clear victory, and a battle report in Heyo is another victory. So we're going to move our units, which has been reduced down to 1. And we are going to move him, and he's just going to merge with that army. We're going to keep pursuing that guy, but I think the other spearmen are so low that they retreated. I mean, there's only 10 guys left, so I imagine they just disbanded. Other than that, we'll hit that in turn again. Oh, we could have done the settlers. I forgot about the settlers. We haven't done a lot of exploring, which has been a little bit of a pain. But that's mainly due to the fact that we've had all of these rebel spearmen that have come through. So, oh, there he is. Crushing victory. These guys only have, what, 49 men left? And then we'll go there. Sweet. Let's recruit another civilian. And Bo, can we recruit a civilian? We can. I didn't think we had actually built. Oh, no. No, this is Bo. In Heyo, we can't quite get a civilian yet, but in Bo, it seems that we can. Sweet. I'm going to go ahead and get one. There we go. So that reduces the population down by 1, but that's okay. Now we're going to wait for these spearmen to get out, and then we're going to go and explore. I think we'll attach an army to ours, and we'll go from there. Now let's look at this. Now we're going to look at some statistics now that we've met a couple of people. Our victory points are higher. Cultural, we're definitely doing better. Number of settlements, we're all the same at 3, which is interesting. They're expanding quickly. Our population is highest. Military strength is not. Interesting. We fought the same number of battles as the bandits have. We haven't killed any enemy civilians, but we have killed the most soldiers. We have had our own soldiers killed as well. And then construction development is something we are definitely behind on, but that's okay. Let's hit the intern. Hopefully these guys will just die. Just disband and go away. Sweet, they did. That's perfect. So let's get these guys in here. And then I'm actually going to bring you over to there. We have researched rammed earth wall, which is good. Let's research roads. Construction of easily passable roadways will improve trade and the speed of movement of military forces. The roadbed needs to be compacted and leveled, then a layer of small stone added, and finally large stones. Walls, signposts, and guardhouses should be placed along the road, and staging posts established to provide fresh horses to government officials. So we will definitely research that. We've researched... Oh, another farm in Bow. These guys are just... They're ranking up, man. They are bringing it. And then it's just another farms, more farms, and the battle report there, which is a clear victory. They only had 33 men left, and we were able to go there. Awesome. We're all moving along quite nicely. Hex grid. Alt-G turns... Kidding. There we go. So it turns the grid on and off. That's cool. I like having it on. It gives me a perspective on where I'm going. Oh, and there's their capital city, unless that's a new city. I don't know. But you know what we could do? We could, I wonder if these have any benefit to us. We're making 123, so I'm going to move these guys out, and then I'm going to recruit some spearmen to help fight those guys. You're going to go there. That's actually go here, and then you go there. You'll combine, and then we'll also explore a tiny little bit. Just a sliver. Alright, so nine-tailed fox. What does that even mean? Many of the countryside is claiming to have seen a fox with 9 tails. This is a sign of heaven's approval, and both rich and poor are looking forward to better times ahead. Interesting. So that was a cool little event. We've had some bad events. We had disease and sickness earlier, so I'll definitely take this as a good sign. Now let's get... Oh, as you can see, we can recruit 6. But we won't, because that would just be stupid. But we will recruit 4. So that's what? That's what, 60? That'll cut our income in half. Whoa, no. There we go. And then we could actually use this to kind of explore as well. I don't see any bandits around me, so that's good. Let's move this way. And then let's move this way. I don't want to build my cities too close. Fertile plain can be farmed. I want to look for something a little more strategic. Where's this at? Who is this with? Oh, okay. We met a civilization. They were fighting bandits. I gotcha. The Dong Yi. Welcome to the Empire, Dong Yi. I did it again. Polite, power equal, wealth adequate. They're at war with the white dudes. Interesting. Fraternal harmony. Information reveal capital. Information reveal capital. They still feel like it's in their side, so I'm gonna ask for some money. Nice. Sweet. Well, it looks like the White D and the Dong Yi are at war with each other, but that's alright. As you can see, there's their settlement. Wow, they've expanded quite a bit. Good for them, and I think that's their capital of the white peoples, maybe? I don't know. Now, one thing that we have to consider, so let's look at this tab real quick, because I don't think I have. You know, I don't think I covered it. So obviously we have our income. This shows how much we are making versus how much we are spending. Gives us food consumption, and we're producing just a little more. Unrest. Now this is something interesting. This gives us our noble unrest and peasant unrest. There's 2 types. I'm not really sure how one affects the other, or how it affects the empire overall. All I know is you just don't want it. So if the 9-tailed fox is negative, why does it sound like it was positive? Huh. Or our happiness is 30. Okay. Okay, I see. It just makes it seem negative. They need to kind of fix that color. And then dissatisfaction, local factors, and previous grievances. The peasants' unrest is due to local factors. Feuds, difficulty, personalities, oppressive nobles and officials, military service, no one likes being drafted, labor service, grow each turn that you conduct one of the above actions. Oh, constructing buildings, roads, and clearing land means constructing peasant labors, and then previous grievances. Now, suppression is like using the military to suppress public order, which works, I guess. Our growth is 0.03. Overcrowding is times 0.3. Very well. So that was just a brief overview of all of those. Now, what if we did that? Would that reduce their... What would it reduce? What would it reduce? Oh well. Well, that's alright. Alright, guys. Well, let's actually... we're at that hour mark, and I can't believe we got there so quickly. But look, there's another deer, so we're going to move towards the deer. And we are going to move here and see what was across the river. And then these guys are just spearmen. We're going to go after those dudes. And then we will just... Let's get precious metal work has been researched. We shall do churn drill, which enables the construction of copper mines, gold mines, and jade quarries. And then in the science of thought, we will get divination. It increases our authority a little bit. And that will be the end of the first round of the first episode, everybody. So I do hope that you are enjoying this preview. Again, this is a pre-release build that I had access to when I signed up for the closed beta, and I am very thankful that they were able to let me in. It's a really cool game, and I'm actually having a lot more fun than I've had already. I think kind of just explaining everything slows it down and I make better decisions. I think that's kind of what's going on, and so I'm definitely glad that we did it. That I'm able to do this and to showcase this for you. So I really hope you guys had a good time with this. We will continue on this, and as I said, I might do a live stream continuing this episode, so if you think that would be fun, let me know, and I may do it today, on Monday. I don't know, we'll have to see. I'll have to see what's going on in the rest of my life to see if that's even feasibly possible. But if you did like this episode, please give it a thumbs up and share it. If you want to post it somewhere, I'm not going to have an issue with it. So if you want to say, hey, post it on Facebook or post it on a Reddit forum, if you want to do that, if you feel compelled to, definitely go ahead and do that. I will have no issues. I want to get it out there. I want to get this game kind of built up and really get some hype built in behind it, because I think it has a lot of potential, and we'll definitely see in the later games. And if you haven't already, if you haven't subscribed to my channel, if this is your first time here or you've been watching for forever, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. It'll definitely improve the rankings that I have and allow this video to expand to an even more wider audience. Other than that, guys, follow me on Twitch, Twitter, and Facebook. This is Havoc, and thank you for watching the first episode of Oriental Empires. I'm out of here. Peace!